And I just can't believe I forgot about Penelope. I'm sorry, Susie.
No.
She
Oh.
smiles all the time.
She smiles.
You
Yeah,
never
I
even
tell
seen her.
people
Yeah.
my dogs smile. They smile and they
Uh-huh.
understand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She looks like the denture dog. Have you ever seen that little dog on TV that ends up looking like he's got somebody's dentures in his mouth like smiling?
No.
That's Penelope.
Oh my
She looks
goodness.
like the little denture dog. Yeah,
Too
it's a little
cute.
commercial. I guess they talk about accidents.
Okay.
and
Wow.
and the little dog comes up and it's got her. That's what we call her, the little denture dog, because she smiles all the time.
I love that
She's
you
a happy
called the
girl.
boys. I love that you called them the two men. What do you call them?
Two little men.
The
I
two
call
little
them little
men.
men.
I love it. The two little men.
Yeah,
Oh, too cute.
they're my two little men. We had a little shorty, and his name was Max, and we got all of them from the same breeder except for Penelope. We rescued her,
Oh.
and he was. He's been gone a little over 2 years.
Oh.
He started having seizures at the age of 2, and he had them. He started on Sunday night. On Monday, we took him to the vet. They put him on some medicine, kind of helped him a little bit. He started acting back normal, like for about a day or two. Well, he started having them again. And I went to work one Tuesday morning, and I covered him up and everything. And when I come home, he had died.
Oh.
And it just broke my heart. And that's how I ended up with two little men.
In that same
Because
spot.
I told my husband, yeah, I told my
Oh.
husband, I said, let's just get two of them. That way, if you got two, they're not as lonely. Well,
Oh,
the good thing is
yes.
I've been home with them since I've had them. And so that made a big difference. But
Right. Oh.
Oscar, we think he's probably part Basset Hound because he don't never. He just is like whatever. He's like Eeyore on Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
He's kind of like la la la
This is
la la. And
Amazon.
that's attitude too. It's real
Okay.
easy going. It's all good, Mom. It'll be fine.
Okay. Yes, I love it.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And then he's just a hot mess, but they're both good babies.
Okay.
I mean, Felix, he's a lover. He wants to love you all the time.
Oh, I love Felix. Wow.
And then, but they're the best babies though.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Well, it's good to find another pet lover. I have friends and family that have dogs. They love their dogs, but they leave them outdoors all day and
Oh
bring them,
no,
yeah, and bring them dogs inside at night, and they go to the basement. And I'm like, yo, like dogs are like toddlers. They love affection. They love being around people. Even when I leave the house, I leave the TV on, turned down low for the
we do
dogs.
too.
Yeah,
We do too.
they want to hear people talking. They
Yeah,
love,
it
yeah,
gives them comfort, I
yes,
think.
yes.
We have a kitty cat named Henry. Henry is a long-haired black Persian. He kind of adopted us a few years ago, and he is the best thing.
Everything you just
they like
said, from his name to he adopted you all. He adopted you all. I love that. And
yeah.
something else I tell my pet owner friends and family is that um I almost lost my train of thought. Wait a minute. You said I gotta reiterate what you just said. Henry, what did you just say about Henry, please?
I said Henry adopted us.
Oh, that's what it
About him
is.
adopting
That's
us.
what it is. I tell them the dogs are not bad. You have to learn how, like, you need to be trained. The dog don't need training. You need training. Like,
No.
it's the humans that need to learn how to take care of the dogs. If the dog is using the bathroom inside, know that the dog doesn't want to smell that. They don't want to use it, but they have to go. If you let them outside regularly, they'll go to the bathroom and stop leaving their food down where they can eat all day if you're not going to take them outside every hour, every 2 hours,
See, now, mine are mine know when it's break time.
Okay.
Mine know when it's lunchtime. And then they know when their daddy gets home in the evening, he'll let them on out, and then I'll let them out again and again. But I've got them to where they know when I take a break, I'll go in and put them outside. I'll
Yes.
start before or whatever. But they'll sleep most of the day or most of the time. And unless they get a wild hair and want to play, and they
Okay.
do that sometimes.
And
too.
just run all over. Like they're in the
I
playground.
got them little shirts to keep them warm.
Yeah.
Not long ago, because they kind of help them when they
That
go
thin
outside.
hair. Yeah.
And poor Penelope, I don't know if she has allergies or what, but she wants to bite on herself sometimes. And
On her feet, on her paws.
no, on her back. I think she must have dry skin or something. I
Yeah.
noticed when I gave her a bath this last time, I noticed a lot of dry, flaky skin. And I
Now
thought,
this
"What?
may
I must
shock
have
you.
something on her."
This may shock you, but it may not shock you because you love your babies as much as I love mine. My Snow White, she Eskimo Spitz. She's actually my daughter's dog, all white. She started licking her paws and they started turning discolored, like brown. First
Right.
red, then brown,
Right.
and I take her to the vet because it was bad. Like it's all day. I kept stopping her, but it was like she couldn't stop. So we take her to the vet, and he's like, let's wean her off of everything and stick to this one certain food. So I did, and I would give her a
Right.
cube of ice. When I would give the other dogs a bone or a treat, I would give her an ice cube, and it was the best shocker. She thought she had a bone, but come to find out. Oh, and he recommended me to take her to the University of Pennsylvania, which is our hospital, but to the animal dermatologist. Shocked me. And come to find out, she was allergic to the carpet I had put in the basement 3 months prior. So I had to pull the carpet up. It was the carpet.
I did the same thing. I thought maybe it was some treats I was giving her, because I give them treats for going outside. And I told my husband, I said, let's get away from these treats. And I got a different treat. Well, she quit itching. But now there's some reason she's picking it back up. But I give her an allergy pill every day.
Okay.
But that kind of helps her too.
That's good.
But yeah, I've felt the same way, just like you. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Aww.
and stuff. But
All right. So what's going on with the floor tile? Because if we place the order, the monies are still on hold from the last order of floor tile.
right now, let's see. It looks like
Amazon.
none of the money has come out on the other ones yet.
Right. It's just on hold. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can cancel it for you. They were supposed to be there on Friday anyway, and they didn't come. So
Right.
I can cancel it so that you can go back in and reorder them.
Okay.
What you want.
All right. I thought you were going to push the order through on your end. I was going to say, I really
No,
love you. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it won't let me do that. If I could, I would.
Okay. All
But
right.
it won't let me.
You make me want to visit
Oh.
Kentucky now. I never thought about Kentucky. I've always wanted, but the South. I want to go to the South now, and I want to get away from our winters here outside of Philadelphia. I want to,
Oh, Lord.
yes.
Yeah.
Look at this. Last winter, I went through 5 bags of salt on that driveway, but the driveway was big. It fit 5 cars. But that's a lot. It snowed every other day. We got like 2 feet of
Let me
snow
tell you
every
what,
other day.
sister. I've been to St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Back years and years ago. We went up there for the 4th of July when my in-laws lived up there. They moved up there, and we went, and I was like, oh, my sweet Jesus. We had to wear a coat. I said, this ain't normal. People should be wearing no coat in July.
In July, the 4th
we
of
don't wear
July.
no coat at home.
Are you serious?
Yeah, up there it was cold. It was chilly,
Wow.
And I was like, there's something wrong with these people.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going back home where it's warm.
Yeah. I want a home. I was thinking Alabama. Like I want to be in the country. I want every experience of the country for the winter. But with my vision and being alone, I need Uber. So I have to find somewhere where there's Uber I can get around. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Vacation home for the winter. Yeah, because I want the warmer temps. This is bad. Yeah. But we've been blessed. The day's going up to 55, which is good for March. Normally in March, we have blizzards. and 20 degrees. This is good for March. This is
Well,
good.
I'm not
So
going to tell you what it's going to be here today. Because,
70. I already know. 70 something.
70, they say 75,
Dang. Oh
something
my
like that
goodness.
today. And I'm just tickled to death. I thought, ooh,
So
hot
the
dog.
night, so at
Uh,
nights it probably dropped to about 30s or 40s, like
no,
overnight.
last night it was like 55.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, it hadn't been that cold in like the third. We haven't even had 20s this year.
I'm about to
Um,
pull up on YouTube and see what Kentucky is like. Now, does Kentucky have like a rural? Is there Uber in Kentucky? That's what I need. I need Uber.
yes,
That's,
ma'am.
okay.
There's
All
here.
right. Cause Uber,
We even
some
have.
parts of the South, they say we don't have Uber Eats, we don't have Uber. Like you have to drive, and I'm like, oh, I can't live there then. But okay.
No, we do. A lot of people think that we don't have a whole lot, but we really do.
I love it. I love it.
We 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 have. It's really nice here. Now you've got to get outside of some of the city part, like Louisville. I wouldn't live up there if they gave me the best house they had.
Okay. Okay.
It's just not me. It's too big for me.
Yeah,
I don't
see,
like it.
I'm born and raised in an area called North Philadelphia. It's bricks and concrete. It's no trees, no grass. It's very urban. It's buildings all over. Buildings on top of buildings. In 2004, I purchased my first home in the suburbs of Philadelphia. It looked like the South. It looks country. I still live in that area. It's like land. You have land. It's single homes. There are no row homes. There are no apartment buildings. It's all single homes, grass. You can walk the streets and not a car don't pass you for 20 minutes. That's what I like. That's what I'm hoping to find. Just in the South, because I love looking around and not seeing much but my land. I kind of want that. Yeah, I want that.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
maybe I'll.
And that's like here.
Okay.
I live in a little small town.
Yes.
And I can tell you some days it's like Mayberry, and some days it's like Harper Valley PTA.
All right. All right. All right.
You
Yes.
have some moments like that.
Yes.
Um,
But I
but
love the
for the
small
most part,
town
it's a good
feel.
little town.
Yeah, now that's what my neighborhood is. It's that small town feel, It's where once you meet someone, you're friends, because once you see them again, they like you feel like you knew them for forever, and it's just peaceful. Everybody know everybody, respectful, you mind your business. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. So
Yeah.
it's just the
Yeah.
temperatures. It's the weather. Yeah, it's just the weather.
Oh, I know, and it's here. This is the most snow we've had in 6 years this year. We
Wow.
normally don't get a lot, but we had a plentiful garden. Our garden was great this year, and they'll tell you if you have a plentiful garden, you're going to have a rough winter. And sure enough, we did. But boy, we reaped that garden this year. We had vegetables, we had tomatoes, we had cabbage, beans, onions. We put up 75 quarts of tomato juice. We put up, I put up strawberry jam, blackberry jam, apple butter. We did all kinds of stuff like that this year. But they'll tell you if you have a good garden that you're going to have a bad winter. And we did because we had so much fruit.
Wow.
And that's the most we've had in forever. I put up pear butter.
I want to make pear. I wanted to make pear sauce. I kind of still want to make pear sauce the way you make apple sauce. I want to try making pear sauce. I had a pear tree, and for 2 straight years, I never got not one pear from it. It harvests. It produced pears. The tree was full of pears. It was there about 15 years. I had the the landscaper plant the pear tree. It was there. We harvest pears over the years, but the last two seasons they came on the tree and they disappeared. I would go out once they got to a certain size and keep checking them, but they weren't ready to harvest yet, so I left them there. Then when I go out, less than a week later, the tree is empty. Is one the neighbor said there's one pear all the way up the top. I said, is somebody stealing my pears? So the neighbor said, I'm gonna tell you, I seen a couple big bucks in your property over the last couple days. I think they're shaking the tree for the fruit. Do you think that can happen? You think they're that smart to shake the tree?
Yeah, they can. They can do that.
I mean, I've seen the deer, they would stand up on their back legs, on their hind legs, and they would eat. I seen them do that, but she said maybe the bucks are shaking the tree. I'm like, wow. So I just had the tree removed. Last winter, I had that tree taken down. I said, look,
Yeah, we have a pear tree down the street from us, and I went down and got pears. Now, if they're not right, I put them in a brown paper bag and let them sit for
that's
a few
what I
days,
do with my
and let 'em
avocados.
ripen
Yes.
up,
I do that with the avocados. Yes, ma'am.
and
Now, see, that's
that's what
good.
I do with those.
I would love, see, I need to look into Kentucky because you just really, and actually, I think I follow a lady on Facebook. I think she's from Kentucky. Her name is Leslie Cooks Baker. Like that's her name, but she really do cook too. But that's her maiden name and her marriage name. And she's in Kentucky. She has a beautiful garden. Now I garden. I do at least 4 different tomato plants. I buy them from the nursery in plants that already have like blooms on them, so I'm skipping steps. And I do the tomatoes. I want to do sweet potatoes as perennials, and I want it so I can eat the greens and stuff that come from the sweet potatoes. I do the onion, the garlic. I did eggplant, squash, cabbage, but I never got to eat my cabbage. I did lettuce, purple and green lettuce. I never got to eat the cabbage because, of course, the deer took a bite out of each head, like a big bite out of each head. So I just threw it around the yard, like, here, you guys finish, you guys enjoy, and the dogs ate some of it. I do strawberries. I have a blueberry plant. I brought a blueberry plant for $5 from the Home Depot in 2007, maybe. It's still there, still producing blueberries.
Wow.
Yeah, for
I made
$5.
blueberry jam this year. I had never
Wow.
made it, but I made me some.
Wow.
And I make my own. I make my own jellies, like my strawberries and blackberry jam.
I seen
I
them
actually
do
been
it
making
before.
it out of.
I seen
I
people
make
do it where you just stand there and
Yeah,
stir and stir and it get hot. Wow.
you don't have to stir.
What?
What I do is I get me some frozen strawberries, and they're the best kind to make them out of because it's got a lot of good juice in them.
Okay.
And I puree them up, put about 3 cups of sugar in them, let them cook and get hot, and put my sugar gel in them. Let them come to another boil. Takes about 20 minutes, and then I put them in the jars and let it sit.
That's it.
And
Wow.
I make my own, and I have to say I've learned that mine tastes a whole lot better than what's in the jar.
I'm telling you, I tell people my father was a chef. He taught himself to cook. Now, my father, I grew up making spaghetti sauce. We never
We
brought
made
jars
our
of
own
spaghetti
spaghetti
sauce.
sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So I'm making spaghetti one day for my friends where where everyone's cooking, so I'm doing the spaghetti. And don't you know he poured water over in my pot of spaghetti sauce? I was heated. I said, "You don't put." He said, "It's not cooking. You." I said, "No, the tomatoes will cook down and turn into liquid." I said, "That's how they get the stuff in the jar." So I started over. And they loved that spaghetti sauce. They loved it. Yeah. They said it tastes better.
Yeah,
I said, even if you just put a tomato over in your tomato, in your jar sauce, you're going to love the taste. It tastes better.
and it does. I do the same thing. I put, we made our own spaghetti sauce this year too. That was something else we made, it in salsa.
Okay.
And our tomato sauce is good.
Yes.
I'm telling you, our
Chili,
spaghetti sauce is so good.
chili,
Oh yeah,
everything homemade. Yes, homemade.
yep.
Have you ever made soup? Do you and your husband like soup?
Oh, honey, I make the best vegetable soup you ever eat.
All right. How about
love
this one? Have you guys ever had sweet potato soup?
No, but I love sweet potatoes.
All right. I don't know what type of blender you have. I have a All right. I'm going to tell you how you make it. You boil your potatoes. You know, you peel them and then you boil them. And once you boil them and they're completely soft, you let them cool. Let that water cool, and you put the tomato and you boil the onion in there. Like you quarter the onion, and once it cool, you put that in the blender to puree it, the liquid and everything. And then you pour it back into another pot. Once it's smooth, once it's all pureed, and you just heat it up. Yep. I do that with squash. I make squash soup the same way. If you go on YouTube and type in everything SHI, that is me. I'm making, I don't know if I have that on there, but I'm cooking some things. I'm making the old school fried apples the way my mama and grandma made them. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too. The same name, everything SHI. If you want to search, yeah, I'm visually impaired, but I cook and all that stuff on camera so the people can see. But I did the sweet potato soup. Now the squash, my yellow squash, I turned that into either soup or a sauce over my vegetables. You know, like I'll take the sauce, I'll take the soup and drizzle some over my sauteed green beans and peppers and onions and garlic and drizzle some of that over and it makes a good sauce. Yeah. The things you can
Well,
do with
I like
vegetables.
my girls. Yeah, my girls love squash.
Okay, me too. Me too.
Now, I like it too, but I love vegetables. Now, I'm
Yeah.
a vegetable.
I'm a vegetarian. I'm part-time vegetarian. I eat meat like once in a blue. Yeah. Yeah.
And but now my youngest daughter, her and her husband eat a lot of meat. And they're like, well, we don't eat anything but above the ground, like cauliflower, all that stuff. I'm like, well, shoot, I can't do that because I like that good food.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I want to do that. I'll have some, I like vegetables.
Have you had fried cauliflower yet?
Yes. Have I had what?
Fried cauliflower.
No, I've never fried the cauliflower before.
I got this recipe from a chef on YouTube. You take the florets, right? And you leave a piece of the stem on it. And you make a batter, like a milk batter or something, or your, what do you call that milk? You make your batter and you take your breadcrumbs and flour and you go from the wet to the dry. And then you put it in the refrigerator uncovered for about a good half hour to an hour so that breadcrumbs can actually stick to it. And then you deep fry it just like you do chicken. The crunch and the taste. I like to season it with salt and pepper. It looked like a drumstick because of the way the floret is shaped and it's covered with the brown coating and it's crispy and it's yeah. It don't taste like fried chicken, of course, but it's like you don't feel bad eating something fried every few months. Well, I don't when I fry cauliflower every.
Well, see, I love me some cauliflower.
Have you ever had fried pickles? I was at a restaurant, one of my favorite lounges, and they serve fried pickle slices. I love them.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I've had them before. I usually take my cauliflower and I'll boil it, put a little bacon grease in it.
Okay.
And let it cook. And, but now, I love it. I may have to try that, though.
Yes,
I'll have to get me something dip it.
Yes.
Fry.
Oh, you know what I like to dip it in? Yep. That's the milk I was trying to think of. Buttermilk. Yes, ma'am. There you go. But just don't forget to let it sit in the refrigerator after you bread it, so the breadcrumbs don't fall off in the grease.
Right,
Right.
right.
But it's really good though. Another one, my mom came down years ago, and it was like almost like the end of September, so it's getting colder, but the tomatoes were there, but not right. They were still green. I said, I gotta go up there and take them tomatoes off to give to the dogs. My mom said, why are you giving them to the dogs? She said, go up there and get them tomatoes. So I climb up the hill, I get the tomatoes. I get back in the house, she done got the grease out, the flour out, seasoned it. She said, we
Gonna
gonna make
feed you
fried
some
green
fried green
tomatoes.
tomatoes
Yeah.
later.
I said, I never had it. I said,
Oh,
I always thought that was just a Dr. Seuss book. I didn't know it was really a food, right? And she said, you do it just like you do your eggplant when you make fried eggplant. And she stood this, she started, and I finished it, and we ate fried green tomatoes. Yeah.
oh, see, I love me some fried green tomatoes.
Yeah.
We have them every so often.
Yes.
Like we had tomatoes up until October.
Okay.
I put up some green tomatoes for us to have for the winter in case we wanted some fried tomatoes. But no, we have fried green tomatoes. I have fried cabbage. Do all kinds of stuff. But I will be trying that cauliflower.
Before we go, you have to tell me, how do you keep the tomatoes for the winter? The green tomatoes.
I actually froze them. I cut them and put them in a freezer bag.
So you like slice them?
And I slice them and then I put them in a freezer bag.
Okay.
And freeze them.
So when you slice them and put them in a freezer bag, are you laying them like flat so they're not layered on top of each other?
I lay them down, right, I lay them down flat. And if I have quite a few, what I'll do is I'll put a piece of parchment paper in between them.
Okay, got you.
So
okay.
That way they don't touch.
And they defrost just like it was just like it went in.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
I like them to be a little bit froze so that when you bread them and everything and you put them in the pan, they're going to just, they're not completely froze, but they're froze enough that you can work with them.
They're just hard, right?
And,
wow.
Yeah, and that way you roll them in your meal, and I roll them in egg and meal, and then I fry them.
I was sitting here listening to you just now, my mouth wide open, like, wow, I've really been cooking my tomatoes every year since 2005. I cook them at the, late, like, I don't really use them. I grow the tomatoes other than juicing them with my juice. I grow them for over the winter to cook with. So I make pots of spaghetti sauce and I bag them and all that stuff in the freezer. I've been cooking them. I didn't know I could slice them and freeze them. Wow.
You can.
Thank you so much.
As long as you lay them flat for a little bit. And then once they get frozen, you can do whatever with them.
Right. Well, I can leave them laying flat in the deep freezer. That's wow.
Yep.
That's really good.
I actually froze bananas this year too for the first time.
I'm glad you said that.
I had never done that before.
Do you eat ice cream?
Oh gosh, yeah, we've made homemade banana ice cream.
Do you make it by just putting? Do you make it by just putting the frozen bananas in the blender?
Well, no. We have one of those old crank ice makers.
Okay.
That you crank by hand. And
not the ice cream maker, not the old school ice maker, the old school ice cream maker where you gotta keep turning it, you gotta put the salt and the ice in it and keep turning it. Wow. Is yours wood on the outside and the inside stuff is we had that growing up. Oh my God, we had to take turns turning it. Oh my God. Wow. You guys still have that ice cream maker?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We have when I was growing up, we also had one that was electric.
Yeah, they have the electric ones today. Wow.
Yeah. My daddy was a milkman, so he used to bring ice cream mix home. like from the Dairy Queen, that kind of ice cream mix. So we would put strawberries. We'd have strawberry ice cream, banana. What else? We used to have. There was another one: strawberry, banana, and my granny might have done a pecan. But we used to do that. We would sit and turn it. Everybody take a turn.
Yes, because you got to turn it for hours. Oh my God. It just get harder and harder. Every time you turn, it get thicker and thicker. Oh my goodness. You just brought back my childhood memory. Wow. I really am enjoying this conversation. You don't find, when I call Amazon, it's not, I don't get Americans, English speaking, Americans, it's hard to understand, but they're the sweetest, most courteous people. And I just want to rush off the phone, but I could go on for hours talking to you about everything. And let me tell you that Wednesday, March 18, 2020, my mother went home with her parents, her funeral was a week later, the 25th of March, and I don't have that older woman to talk to anymore, and you're Southern just like my mother was, and it's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure. I thank you for being you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honey, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. I understand. I lost my daddy about 4 years ago in a fishing accident. So I understand completely.
Yes. Before I go, this just popped in my head. I was at the same restaurant where I first tasted sweet potato soup at. You know what they had on the menu? They took off my chicken corn chowder, and they replaced it with carrot soup. And that's made the same way. The chef told me it's made the same way. Boil the carrots and puree them. I said, wow, and then heat it back up. That's carrot soup. It was really good. Yeah. It's crazy what you can do with vegetables. Yeah. And one more thing. Have you ever heard of something called broccoli bread?
Broccoli bread?
Yes, my aunt brought it frozen to us when I was a kid, and my mom kept it in the freezer until she was ready to use it. And put it in the oven. It was soft like bread. I don't know why they called it broccoli bread. I guess it was made from broccoli. And this was in the 90s, but that was good broccoli bread. Yep.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go on YouTube and try to find that recipe. And another one, my mom was a school teacher. Now I'm going back to the 90s, early 90s with this one. My mom had this recipe. Every day you had to do something different to this step. Different steps every day. It was called friendship bread. You ever heard of friendship bread?
I have.
Now this is I actually found this on YouTube. Now my mom, you know how you're supposed to finish the recipe, then you pass it on to a friend. Well, my mom and her best friend kept passing it back and forth. How about my mom started just keeping the recipe to herself? So instead of passing it to a friend, she would keep that cup to start again for us at home. And that's how we lost the process, because she got tired of doing it.
Yes, it's that Amish friendship bread. I used to make that. It's good. Yeah, I like to do that. Sometimes somebody gets you a starter going.
Yes, yep. I found it on YouTube where you can start it yourself. And another one was darn it, I lost what I was about to say. We were talking about the friendship bread. Oh, I lost it. I lost my thought. Wow. I lost it. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to go on YouTube now. You got me wanting to just learn something new, learn a new recipe. Oh, Biscuit. That's what it was. Are you still here? All right, cool. There's a recipe on the back of the Biscuit box for a cake that I love. My daughter and I made this cake all the time. and it's a cake, and I believe all you got put in it, I want to say is water and sugar. I don't remember, but it's really simple, and it come out not sponge cake, but like kind of like a sweet bread kind of, but it's really light, like a really light cake. But we started playing around with the recipe, and because it calls for like a cup of strawberries, diced strawberries, and I started adding a can of fruit cocktail to it. Oh my goodness, that's a good recipe too on the back of the biscuit box. Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a
Now, see,
recipe.
I make my own biscuits.
Yeah, my mother and grandmother made them. I don't know how yet. My grandmother had the patience. Hers came out good. My mother's did not come out good. Never. My mother never had it with those biscuits. My grandmother sat at the oven. Her chair was in front of that oven. And those biscuits came out. Big fluffy white biscuits. And we would open up her can of preserve. My favorite was that blackberry something preserves. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm a box chick, you know. I'm like my mom. I'm doing everything from box, you know. Wow. Wow. That's
No,
southern.
I usually will make my own biscuits and I'll do my own stuff for a while and then, I just, like I said,
Take a break.
I've just learned over time. I made my own pies, but I don't do that stuff no more. I was divorced for 15 years. I said after that I just kind of quit.
Yeah.
I'm
Cause
starting to pick back up a little bit now, but for the most part, it's
oh, well, listen, right? Know that you made my day, okay? This conversation.
Oh, honey, I'm glad.
This conversation is going to touch me for the future. You know, I'm always going to remember this conversation. I'm going to thank you again so much. Thank you. You made my day.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. It is fun. And you are
Yes.
so welcome.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure.
Enjoy
And,
the weather. Enjoy the two little men. I love the name.
I will.
Penelope
I will.
and everybody else. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe and enjoy the weather too.
Oh, honey, I am
Yes.
today. I am. As soon as I get done working, I'm going to take a little break here in a little bit. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go outside.
And just get
It was
a breath
a
of
little
fresh
bit
air.
warmer. I get out the pressure washer and start cleaning.
Oh wow. Oh, don't talk about it. I need to do that myself, but I don't know. You have a good day. Thank you. I'm about to go order on Amazon too. Thank you so much. You really made my day. What is your name again?
It's Robin.
Miss Robin, thank you so much. You have a blessed day. I really appreciate you.
too,
Thank you.
darling.
All
You're
right.
welcome, honey.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was an Amazon call. I called to say, yo, like, I'm trying to order more of this marble tile, but my order I just ordered has not came. My money is being held, and I need to order more because that I just ordered was not enough. She says, well, I'm going to cancel it for you. I'm thinking she's going to order for me. We went on talking all that time, so I loved it.